The more I look into the Lil Nas X situation, the more upset I get, because if I recall correctly, we saw a couple of years ago a very similar video of what turned out to be Lil Nas X's mom in the street. And with what we know about addiction, if you know anything about addiction, it can be very genetic. And so I think that Lil Nas X is fighting a battle that existed before Lil Nas X existed. Not like the famous person, but...
Hey, don't be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at. No, go ahead, babe. No. Go ahead, babe.
Girl, y'all need to grab a seat for this one because this Lil Nas XT is heartbreaking and messy all at once. So different media houses are reporting that Lil Nas X is facing felony charges after allegedly putting his hands on the cops during a wild incident in California where he was found walking around naked and looking completely out of it. Now here's the kicker. Sources close to Lil Nas X are not only confirming rumors that he was OD on nose candy at the time, but they are also spilling the tea that he picked up the habit as a way to escape his problems, something he allegedly learned straight from his mom. And girl, if that wasn't enough, not only is his career hanging on by a thread because word and going around that his label is planning to drop him, but he could also be staring down some serious jail time. For a little backstory, the internet went wild when the news dropped that Lil Nas X had been arrested after allegedly walking around naked on the streets of LA, looking like he might have been OD on nose candy. At first, some fans, including Charlamagne the God from the Breakfast Club, thought this was another publicity stunt from him.
This video, and the first thing I think to myself is publicity stunt. Okay, I'm not saying it is. I don't know if it is. I'm just saying that because it's Lil Nas X and how everything seems like a rollout nowadays to me, it feels like a publicity stunt.
Getting arrested though?
Yeah.
Where's the video?
But where's the mugshot?
Where's the mugshot?
And honestly, y'all, if you've been keeping up with Lil Nas X, you know Charlamagne wasn't reaching. Because let's be real, aside from dropping hits, Lil Nas X lives for shocking moments like these. Now, videos of Lil Nas X walking naked through the streets of LA.
Let me get this straight. Wait, I'm the rookie? But my and my shows 10 times your pay. 50K for a verse, no album out.
Quickly started making the rounds online, with fans taking photos and recording him in what looked like a clear OD state.
Can you do this down to me? No, let's take this picture.
All right. Where's the party?
And it became obvious real fast that this wasn't some PR stunt. At first, people assumed he'd just be looking at a misdemeanor, but hours later, the LAPD not only confirmed his arrest, they also revealed he'd be facing some serious charges. The Los Angeles Police Department, LAPD, said officers found Nas walking naked on Ventura Boulevard shortly before 6 a.m. local time on Thursday. The department said he charged at the officers when confronted and was arrested. Police suspected a possible overdose and took him to a hospital where he spent several hours before being taken to jail. He remained behind bars following his arrest. In a press release by Los Angeles County District Attorney Nathan J. Hochman, attacking police officers is more than just a crime against those individuals, but a direct threat to public safety. Anyone who assaults law enforcement will face serious consequences, no matter who they are or how famous they may be. The LA District Attorney came forward with the official charges, revealing that Lil Nas X is facing 3 felony counts of battery with injury to a police officer and 1 felony count of resisting arrest. After doctors cleared him to leave the hospital, he was immediately taken into custody and spent the weekend behind bars. He was pictured leaving jail after posting his $75,000 bail. Also, with a preliminary hearing scheduled for September 15th, the court ordered him to attend 4 Narcotics Anonymous meetings a week or enroll in an outpatient treatment program. Now, one of Lil Nas X's ops, Azalea Banks, trolled him on Instagram for getting high on a substance and walking naked, and she dropped a comment under the post of him walking naked. She wrote, "At least my girl panties were clean and fresh. Y'all could laugh all y'all want. My daughter's honey pot was clean." But then, hours after walking out of jail, Lil Nas X hopped on his Instagram story to let fans know he was doing okay.
Your girl is gonna be okay, y'all. Okay? She's gonna be alright. She's gonna be alright. That was terrifying. That was terrifying. That was a terrifying last 4 days. But your girl is gonna be alright.
He reassured everyone that he's hanging in there, but also admitted that the last couple of days had been really rough for him. But y'all, just when it seemed like the whole Lil Nas X situation was gonna stay quiet until his preliminary hearing, insiders close to him came through with some never-before-heard tea about the rapper. And trust me, this is where things get even messier. According to insiders, the night Lil Nas X was spotted wandering the streets of LA naked, he was actually OD on nose candy. The source revealed that he's been struggling with this addiction for quite some time, and despite his team, family, and friends doing everything in their power to shield him from the media and get him help, it always felt like it wasn't enough. They explained that Lil Nas had been carrying a lot of personal struggles, and unfortunately, he turned to nose candy as a way to cope with something that eventually spiraled into a full-blown addiction. But that's not even the whole story. The insider also claimed that Lil Nas X actually picked up the habit from his mother. Allegedly, she too was hooked on nose candy and would often tell him it was her way of coping with her own problems. So when Lil Nas started facing his own issues, he followed in her footsteps, using it as an escape, only to end up addicted himself. Now, if you've been keeping up with Lil Nas X over the years, you know he's never been one to overshare about his personal life online. But he has been open at times, and even once admitted on Twitter about his mom's struggles with addiction. He wrote, "I hate speaking about my personal life, but you guys don't know how many nights I have cried myself to sleep feeling guilty because nothing I tried would help my mom. Paint me as the bad guy all you want, but at the end of the day, you don't know me outside of this internet space." His dad also stepped in to show some love and support. He took to Instagram praising Lil Nas X for being a wonderful son who never stopped loving and caring for his mom, even while she was battling her addiction. In his post, he wrote, "Despite what people say, Lil Nas X is the greatest kid a parent can be blessed with. Although his mom is in a struggle with an addiction, she's still a queen, and he goes through great lengths to make sure we're taken care of. Those who have family members and friends dealing with addiction understand that there ain't enough money you can throw at this situation to make it right. I don't usually address personal issues publicly, but I felt like this needed to be. Please join us in keeping her in your prayers. And to those out there trying to create a false story, you won't prosper." The source went on to reveal that even though Lil Nas X was doing everything he could to help his mom overcome her addiction, he sadly ended up becoming a victim of the very same struggle. According to the insider, his issues with nose candy really started when he began battling strange thoughts, overthinking constantly, and even abruptly canceling shows. They pointed out that this was around the time he dropped that tweet explaining why he had to pull out of some festival performances, saying he just didn't have the confidence to get on stage. He wrote, "I wanted to do more performances last year, but it didn't go as planned, and I didn't have confidence," he said. "The time off wasn't particularly helpful. I would start to overthink it all, and I'd get overwhelmed. Like, what song should I put out next? Or should I put out multiple songs? Or how do I prove this person wrong?" Now, this OD on nose candy is looking like it could completely derail Lil Nas X's career. If he's found guilty of those felony charges, he's staring down the possibility of a long time behind bars. And honestly, for a musician as gifted as Lil Nas, that would be a huge loss for the game. But on a personal level, it's even more heartbreaking because he truly deserves better. What makes it one of the saddest situations is the irony of it all. His mother fought her own battles with addiction, and fast forward, he's become a victim of the very same struggle he once tried so hard to fight against and stay away from. Lil Nas X's mom, exposed for turning him into an addict, had fans talking, and they left comments saying, "Lil Nas X mom was filmed in the streets on drugs. To see him like that is so sad. Hoping he rehabilitates." Beyond Lil Nas X being in prison, him having a problem is even more sad considering his mother's situation. Watching the viral video of Lil Nas X's mother is hard, but it makes it all make sense. He really always annoyed me, but now I feel so bad. Generational addiction is a real thing. I didn't know he even had all of that going on. He needs so much therapy and to move out of LA. So do you think Lil Nas X's mother is responsible for him also getting hooked onto nose candy? Or do you think there's more to this story than what the media is reporting? Let me know what you think in the comments, then check out the next video.